Okay, here's some pictures of what's going on here. This red graph is the graph of this function from, there's supposed to be or equal to symbols here, um, from 0 to pi, closed interval. Function is continuous on the closed interval. That means the absolute maximums or minimums occur at the endpoints or at a critical value for the function. And the critical value, of course, is where the first derivative equals 0. So over here I have actually a picture of the first derivative, f prime of x, and you can see it equals 0 at 3 pi over 4. And to the left of 3 pi over 4, the first derivative is positive above the x-axis. So that means the original function is increasing to the left of 3 pi over 4. So if I put 3 pi over 4 on the number line like this, applying the first derivative test, I've got a 0 and a pi here. The sign of f prime tells us that whether the original function is increasing or decreasing. So positive here, increasing. Below to the right of 3 pi over 4, the first derivative is negative. Below the x-axis, decreasing. That tells us at this number right here, there is a relative maximum. The question is it an absolute maximum on the interval? And how can we find this 3 pi over 4 without doing a graph? So here we go. Here's f of x. We'll find f prime of x using the product rule. So I'll call 5e to the x the first function, sine of x the second function. So f prime is the first function times the derivative of the second, plus the second function, sine of x times the derivative of the first, which is still 5e to the x. I can factor out the 5e to the x, and that leaves cosine of x plus sine of x. Now we want to know, when does that equal 0? Well, the truth is this factor never equals 0, because e to any power is going to give us a positive number. Okay, so we want to really know, when does cosine of x plus sine of x equal 0? As long as the cosine of x does not equal 0, I can divide every term of that equation by the cosine of x, and I get 1 plus tangent of x equals 0. Tangent of x equals minus 1, so x is the inverse tangent of minus 1. Of course, there's infinitely many angles that satisfy this, but we only are looking on the interval from 0 to pi, and that happens right here, where this is a 45 right triangle. 1, -1, this angle is 135 degrees, or 3 pi over 4. So 3 pi over 4, if I substitute that into f, it gives this value of 37.3 approximately. If I want to evaluate f of 0 and f of pi and f of 3 pi over 4, those are the values that you test to find absolute maximums and minimums. Of course, we know that the sine of 0 is 0, so this is 0. Sine of pi is 0, so this f of x is still 0. So there are your absolute minimums right there. And f of 3 pi over 4 we know is about 37. What did I have on the first board? 37.3, yeah. About 37.3. So your maximum value on the interval from 0 to pi occurs here, and that is the maximum value that that function achieves on that interval. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.